Everyone, they've announced that the technical regulations are changing for next season. Now there's a risk a lot of our hard work could be undone if we're not careful, so let's figure out how to mitigate this. Drivers, take a look at the developments we have and let us know what you want to invest in protecting. Alright everyone, let's get on top of this.
Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. As you can see, there will be a new technical regulations for next season. So I don't know what areas it is going to be affecting. We'll have to check that out, but obviously today we will be heading out to Russia, Sochi Autodrome. I'm okay at this track. We've had both our engine upgrades complete, and it says Devon Butler might be moving to Toro Rosso now. So last race it was Haas, now it's Toro Rosso. I don't know where he's going. Hopefully we'll be at Red Bull in case they were trying to replace, you know, us there. But R&D wise, it's not saying. Oh yeah, okay. So it's durability that's going to be changed, which I'm fine with. To be honest, I'm not too fast with it being durability because we should be leaving the team after, and durability isn't that big of a thing. If it was like the engine or something, I'll be quite annoyed, but I'm okay with it being durability. I can deal with that, but see, we're gaining on Racing Point a little bit again in the R&D charts. Red Bull on top. And if you haven't watched the last episode, things are closing up in the championship. It's only 9 points that separate Vettel and Hamilton, so we could see a real title fight here going down to the wire. But yeah, let's just get straight on in to qualifying for this race.
Welcome F1 fans, where qualifying will be starting in the next few minutes as the teams prepare to get out on track at the Sochi Autodrome here in Russia. I want to talk briefly about the strategy in these qualifying sessions. Anthony Davidson, how can a driver adjust their approach to gain those critical extra tenths of a second?
Well, qualifying isn't about adjusting your approach necessarily, it's more about trying to repeat a low fuel run that you've practiced prior to this session. You're looking for perfection on the lap, and that's hard to achieve if you're trying something new. There are some variables that can stand in your way, however. Track position or unexpected yellow flags, for example. Coupled with ever-changing track conditions, it's important to be out there at the right moment. But as a driver, you have to try and ignore these distractions and just keep your mind focused on that one perfect lap.
Okay, here we are coming to the end of our first lap. I feel pretty confident around the track. As you can see, we go P5 to start off with. I do feel pretty confident around the track, and we end the session P6, and I was, you know, I've always done quite well around here. But I always have a bit more race pace than qualifying pace, so qualifying isn't everything to me here. But I know by the end of the race I can struggle with tyre, whereas we come to the end of our first lap in Q2, we go P4, and by the end of the session we are P5 and 6 with Gasly. So me and Gasly have sort of been matched throughout the qualifying session so far, but yeah, Leclerc and Bottas did actually go quite quick, and Albon was out of Q3 actually, so that's not very good for him. But now Q3, coming now to the end of our first lap. It wasn't too great on this lap. I was a little bit shoddy, so we went P8, and I wasn't too happy with that, so I went for a second lap, and we come round to go P3, which is a lot better. But then, by the end of the session, we are P5, which is really good. Gasly, unfortunately, P9. He couldn't quite keep it up. Yeah, we're the top Red Bull sponsored car on the grid. But here's a bit of a... we kind of messed up a Noah's Ark thing, because it was Ferrari, Mercedes. And then it's just us, then Racing Point, done. Anyway, let's get right to the race.
Good afternoon from Sochi as we prepare to get underway for the Russian Grand Prix. The championship battle has some time to go yet, but still expect no quarter to be given here on this circuit that made its debut in 2014 and has already seen some classic racing. It's full throttle for around 56% of the lap here at the Sochi Autodrome, a 3.6-mile run around the site of the 2014 Winter Olympics. 12 right turns and 6 left turns give us a total count of 18, with passing opportunities available into turns 1 and 13. And I'm joined once again by Anthony Davidson to bring you the lowdown for today's race. Let's start with the new Alfa Romeo driver. What do you make of their performance so far this season?
Well, the atmosphere within that team seems very positive at the moment. Everyone seems like they're in great spirits and having a lot of fun doing what they do, and that's definitely contributed to the performances we've seen.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Sebastian Vettel will start on pole. Fantastic qualifying from the multiple world champion. And it's Charles Leclerc in P2. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Bottas, Hamilton, Byrne and Perez, Stroll, Verstappen, Gasly and Daniel Ricciardo, Weber, Grosjean, Kimi Raikkonen and Kubica, Magnussen, Sainz, Devon Butler and George Russell. Norris and Alexander Albon picks up the last spot on the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Okay, we qualified higher than we were anticipating. Let's see if we can do just as well in the race.
Yeah, I'll try to improve, but obviously we'll just have to see how it goes. The strategy, I messed with it a little bit, but I didn't really, there wasn't anything like, too big I could really do. Obviously here that would be a lot quicker, going soft to soft, but you can't do that, you have to use a harder compound. But yeah, let's get to it. So now, the lights are coming up for the Russian Grand Prix. Lights out and away we go. It's a decent start, but as usual we can't get great traction, and Perez comes past us and Stroll has got past us as well. And you can see Verstappen is also trying to look for a move on us, but we go late on the brakes around the outside of Stroll and Perez all side by side through turn 2. Now around the long left-hander of turn 3, we're side by side by just beat him out. Coming into turn 4 there. So we've just held on to P5 for that first sector. But now we look for a move up the inside of Hamilton, but I completely just cut the track, so I just backed off and let it. But that allowed Perez to have another go at us. So we were side by side through all these turns, but he eventually gives in. No, he doesn't. He flies up our inside. We run it a bit wide. We're driving on the edge here. We're coming down before the long straight. We do just squeeze him out of it. And now lap 3, Perez is right behind us. He now moves to our right, just flies past us. I tried to go late on the brakes, but he closed the door. But he locks up a bit. I tried to go for a bit of a switchback, but couldn't quite get the traction on the curb. But now we're stuck behind him, but we're coming round turn 3, coming down into turn 4, up his inside, just getting our front wing in there, and boom, up the inside of Perez. Whew, what a move. There's now moving to lap 5. And Verstappen's having a go at us as he's looking around our outside. So we go side by side, squeezing us there. Obviously I didn't want to make too much commotion with the senior team. I did go for a bit of a switchback here, but couldn't quite get it done. We get in his slipstream a bit, get a good run. Let's go side by side, penultimate corner around his outside. Through the final corner I let him go, and I get the switchback, trying to get down the power earlier, and what a move through the final turn there. Is now we also have DRS, and Verstappen is so vulnerable to Perez and everyone behind him. As you can see him in the wind mirror there, trying to defend, as I'm allowed to keep on driving. As now we're actually closing in on Bottas a bit. He seemed to slow down actually quite a lot, but we still have everyone behind us with Verstappen, Perez and everyone who's been with us all race. As now we get DRS on Bottas, lap 7, closing in on him. Going to his inside, side by side with the Mercedes, and we just rocket past him. But he does try to hold around the outside, but we've sent it a bit deep there, turn 1 and 2. We just managed to hold on, and Perez has got past Bottas as well. I think Bottas does have a problem because that Mercedes is way too slow. And now Perez is looking for a move around our outside in turn 4, but we squeeze him out of it. And now, as we move to the end of lap 7, we come in to the pits, and I think, yeah, we're the only one coming in this lap. But I know the team good with the undercuts, so should be okay with this. I just hope it doesn't really screw us up and, you know, going longer out on this first stint is the preferred strategy. So come in. It's actually a decent pit stop, 2.2 seconds, and we're P16, but you can see Grosjean there and Williams coming around. But we do manage to just come out ahead of them in P16, so actually I think this undercut might work. So we now move to lap 8. We see we've got like Gasly in the pits, Perez is there as well, so we just beat him out, and yeah, we've actually managed to build a bit of a gap to Perez that wasn't there before, so I think the undercut has actually worked. We now move to lap 10, making up more positions. We're up to P5. And we're ahead of Bottas, so I almost run it into the wall there, Jesus. Oh my god. And now moves to the end of lap 10, you can see Verstappen, no, Albon is in the pits there, not Verstappen. Albon is in the pits, and we jump up to P4. Now we do have the pressure from Perez behind us. Now lap 11, he's going to have DRS. We're going to be very vulnerable coming down this long right-hander into a long left-hander. He goes up our inside, but we might be able to get him in the braking. Oh, so close. Almost chops off our front wing there. And we try to hold it around the outside, but can't quite. And yeah, he's sort of holding us off there. I go for a bit of a switchback, but can't quite make it. But I swing it around the outside there. Oh my god, that was oh fast. Yes, Jeff, that was a nice move, but the pressure is not off yet as Perez goes back up our inside. And I go for the switchback. I think Perez just got the better traction, but we will have DRS. But yeah, we start to pull up ahead of him. We make a bit of contact there, throwing our hand up. What are you doing, Perez? And we've managed to get past him, and he can't fight us coming into turn 1.
3 laps of fuel remaining.
And it doesn't matter, Jeff, there's 3 laps of fuel because there's only 2 laps left of the race, but Perez is still behind us, putting on the pressure through turn 3. He looks for a move around the outside in turn 4. He is not giving up yet, and he's got a good run out of turn 4, and he pulls alongside us, coming down, and he is up our inside, and I could not defend because by this point, as I talked in qualifying, my tyres are really, really worn out. So I'm behind Perez, DRS open, trying as best I can to gain on him. As we come down, left hand, hard braking zone into this sharp right hander. Oh, but Perez is just beating us out here. We can't quite get him because I just can't get the traction down at the corners, can't get the power. But now, at the final turn, into the final lap of the race, he is just behind him, DRS open, and he's blocking us there. We almost span out because we made a bit of contact with the back of him. We pull out in front of Perez into turn 1, and I've sent it deep. No! Oh no, we've sent it deep and we've binned it off. And Perez made a gap, but now coming into the second DRS zone, we've got DRS again. And we're right behind Perez, but we're not gaining on him as much as we are very low on ERS as well. But we do set the fastest second sector. We're right behind Perez. We're so close. We need to make a move in these final few corners now. Sebastian Vettel wins the Russian Grand Prix, but we've sent it deep there, and I don't know. We've got Verstappen behind us, and we've got an awful run out there. Now Verstappen's having a look, and oh my gosh, there's contact. He's pushed me out wide. But I've managed to hold on to P5, but Perez just beats us out for P4. But still a good result.
You stepped up and achieved what we asked. Good job.
That's a fantastic performance from Ferrari. It hardly looked in doubt. What do you think it was, Ant, that gave them the edge over the competition today?
Well, I think it was clear what the main contributing factor out on the track was today: speed. I know it sounds like an obvious thing to say, Crofty, but fast cars win races, and we saw that today with our winner.
Looking at the podium, you can see that red suit familiar to fans across the globe. A world-class win for a world-class team. Ferrari do it again.
Alright, so as I said, good result. Vettel's going to be opening up the championship a bit as he just finished ahead of Hamilton, but it's a 1-2, so it's not too big of a gap that Hamilton can't quite close up. Gasly finishes out of the points, which is just, it's so annoying. I feel really like a one-man army in this team. We stay in P9, Perez overtakes Weber, Leclerc overtakes Bottas for P3, Magnussen's managed to jump Raikkonen for P10. The championship, but this midfield lower pack is just so tight. Racing Point's ahead of Alfa Romeo now, and Haas is ahead of Renault. So everyone's just moving about. It is really just tight in this midfield, so can't really call what's going to happen. But now we move to Claire. Ask us some dumb questions.
Amazing performance out there. I'm sure you're pretty happy with that.
Oh, yeah, I'm pretty happy with that.
Your old F2 teammate is over, and things didn't go your way, did they?
No, he's better than me. I don't know. He's had better,
Do you think you were lucky not to
more
end your
consistent
race with that
results
crash?
than me. I don't know what crash you're talking about.
Well, thanks anyway.
Okay, no need to get
Great
moody.
result. You did really well. I don't think we can have any complaints with that performance.
Alright, so we do have
Lucas also has
contract
an upcoming historic event in his calendar. If you decide to take him on, it might help you get
negotiations.
some coverage and get
I
people
was
talking about you a bit
thinking
more.
of joining Red Bull, but I decided no, I'll just stay with Toro Rosso for the rest of the season. I don't want to move just yet, but I was asking for some quite hefty you know, things in the contract. I wanted some really good pit stops, because I just felt that that's what we were lacking with the most. But
aren't coming round to
obviously
that proposal.
it was a bit
Let's try
much to
something else.
ask for, so did actually, I was thinking of bumping myself down to second driver, but I just knocked down some of the qualities and
Alright,
I actually went
agree.
way under. I
All
could have
that's
probably
left
had
is
that
to
high
stand
pit stop
You'll be on
efficiency,
this
but
new
we
deal
still
for the
got,
next race we go.
still should be good in the pit stops. You know, we haven't had any issues yet with the pit stops, but obviously I'm not fussed with the durability upgrades, so we don't really need to focus on that. But hopefully we can, next episode we can begin to gain on Racing Point a bit more. Obviously Williams are actually really close to not being the last car on the grid anymore, which would be good for them. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy, be sure to like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.